Good morning. Game 3 of the WTC for me was against Italy, against a player called Luca, whom I had not met before. And he was a little bit of an unknown quality, as were all the Italians for me. I had chatted a little bit with them, mostly with the Italian captain Massimiliano, but that was basically it. And I've played a game in Italy, and that's all I know about Italian bold action. But just judging by the lists, I had rated and ranked these guys pretty highly. So I was pretty excited to go and play against them. Um, so this is a recap of my game. We were playing double envelopment, and let me just get that for you. Just a sec. Here we go. So game 3 of the WTC 23. Double envelopment versus Luca. Luca had a Soviet list with it was tank platoon with 3 stewards, Daka, Reki, all of that. He had a BA-20 as well, and a Katusha. He had mortars and dog mines, um, and I of course have brought my 3 stewards, 3 Gurkhas, Indians, and Daka jeeps. Lists are all in the videos with Russell and Alistair. Right, let's see how it went. So this was the table we got. It looks fairly open. It wasn't really. There were ruins scattered around the table, blocking line of sight. And there was a large hill here, which also blocked line of sight. And there was a lot of hard cover, because all these hedges here had stone beds at the bottom, so they were all hard cover, which meant that you could get hard cover for being in this field, for being there. You get hard cover behind that. So everyone was in hard cover all the time. Now, my plan was to play the mission as if it was kill points. And that's because I have now learned from bitter experience playing against my team that the person who attacks first often loses. So what we had planned, and what we had actually pre-planned this, we wanted to not attack in double envelopment. We didn't want to push towards back lines or anything. All that can come later once you have picked apart an enemy's push. So stay back and let my enemy do the first moves. And that worked really well in this game. Because what you do is you wait for the enemy to make a push somewhere, and then you pounce on that push if it's unsupported or if you can pin it. So what happened was that I think Luca won the side roll, and he chose this side, and I of course got this side. So I spread out my stewards. I knew I wanted um, to have them a little bit spread out so that I could react to anything that was coming my way, but at the same time I wanted them to be close enough together that I could bunch up later. So I place a steward here, I think, behind this ruin, a steward here behind this ruin, and a steward here behind this ruin, like one behind each ruin. And then I scatter my Gurkhas along the line as well, so some Gurkhas here, some there, and some here. My main worry at this point was that his Katusha might get easy kills, just shooting at bunches of my troops. So I spread them out as much as I can, so that he could maybe had like one shot at 2 units, and that was it. Luca he has one steward over here, I think. One steward was up against this wall, and one was against this ruin here. He pushes a dog mine up against this ruin. He has a mortar sitting in this one. So he spreads out here in this area here and has a sort of 3 directions of a possible push. Now, the decisive moment comes when my forward artillery observer, he pushes down his artillery bombardment here, and he reaches everything that's in there. By this point, by the way, I had already killed his Katusha. His Katusha had driven up here to have a shot here. He fails to kill anything of mine, and I return the favor by shooting everything of my steward straight at his Katusha and kill it. Um, but but all this stuff being pinned down, including his dog mines, 2 stewards, everything was pinned, enabled me to push both of my stewards towards his center here and start shooting everything. And I start clearing out stuff. I kill one of his stewards immediately um, with a lucky shot, and I kill his mortar, and everything is sort of pinned down. At the same time, he's trying to push up here into my flank, um, and I think I made a little bit of a mistake on my flank because I had actually pushed up a little bit. I pushed one Gurkha unit up here and one Gurkha unit up here, and I didn't really need to do that. Because it means that he has an opportunity to run his BA-20 up and flamethrower me. He does kill, I can't remember, 3 Gurkhas, but I make the roll. Unsurpassed bravery and all that. I think that was the one time unsurpassed bravery actually meant something. So I make the roll, and he runs out of fuel. What can you do? Um, and it's at that point that I can sort of see his shoulders going down because he's got nothing at this point. He's got 1 steward pushing towards here. He's got 2 units of inexperienced rabble, and I've got 2 Gurkha sections and a steward right there. And he can't actually, he doesn't really, he can't push across with any meaningful speed. So I just need to get the first few order dice, and he's gone basically, and that is more or less what happens. So it was a massive win for me, 9-2, which was, that hurt a lot for Luca. It wasn't good for him, but I was happy with the result. It was a very enjoyable game as well. The Italians were great guys. I loved playing against them. They were very Italian, very loud spoken and emotional, and it was great. Um, so yeah, that was my game 3 on day 1, and at that point I was really happy with my own playing. I played against 2 of the most highly ranked players in the world and drawn against both. And I had played against a new guy, an unknown quality, and massively won. So I was happy with my own result. The team, we were not doing especially well. We had lost, at this point, we had lost 1 round and drawn 2 or something like that. So we were not doing well. We knew that we were going to have to do a submarine at this point, where you sort of dive down in the ranking and then try to push up. But a submarine really demands that some of the top teams will fail in some of their games, and that didn't really happen. So, right, that was it, my 3rd game. See you in the next one. Cheers.